Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink and welcome to Jazz Guitar Essentials. Today we're going to talk about the Ionian mode, but first you need to understand what this whole course is about. Jazz Guitar Essentials. Here I just make spot on several topics, in this case on Ionian mode, and give you some cool ideas to dive into the world of jazz guitar, give some ideas what you can do just as a starting up, as a already sounding quite cool. And today we're going to talk about the Ionian mode. We're going to check out chords and also soloing. First chords. Also phrasing. Stuff like that. And we're just going to be focused on the Ionian mode, and we're going to also do several modes, also other topics, but today Ionian mode. So what is Ionian? What is a mode? That's the first question which we need to answer. Ionian is nothing else than the first basically just the major scale. Today we're going to talk, we're going to be in the key of G, so I'm going to play the G major scale, and that's basically the Ionian mode. For those who don't know, the major scales just come from the pentatonics. We are coming from directly from there, how you put your pentatonic knowledge into transporting the whole thing to the Ionian mode and learn. Therefore, we're going to do the closing. Most of you guys come from the pentatonics and know the minor pentatonics and the major pentatonics. And when we talk about the Ionian mode, the Ionian mode is mostly used, I would say always used, when a tune is in a certain major key. So as an example is a tune in the key of G major. Then when the G major chord is played, we play the Ionian mode. And therefore, how does the Ionian mode look like? We take the major pentatonics of G major. This will be this one here. You probably already know it. Then you need to, when you learn modes, when you start to go into jazz guitar, always think in intervals. Always think which interval is currently played. So when you play the pentatonics, this is the root. So the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, the 6, the 1. So these are all intervals. And when you want to get into, you can also play it in a different position. I was just taking one position. But if you take in a different position, you do the same method. You go through the intervals, check them out, and now we're adding the two missing notes. Pentatonic has 5 notes, and mode has 7 notes, so 2 notes are missing. These are 1, 2, 3. The 4 was missing, and the 7 was missing. And now we have the major scale, or the Ionian scale. Quite simple. Good. When we talk about Ionian mode, which chord is played on Ionian? When we're in jazz guitar, of course, we're in G. Ionian, we play the G major chord. I'm taking this one here because this one is quite nicely embedded in the pattern which we just played. So this is the G major chord. We also use probably this one here, is also a nice one. This is a different voicing, so we have G major, different voicing, and also these ones here. They're really cool, quite easy to grab, and to understand what this is. These are so-called fourth chords. Why are they called like this? Because I already told you we're talking in intervals. These are all fourth intervals. We're starting here on the E, a fourth above the A, a fourth above the D, a fourth above the G. and they give this quite jazzy open sound, and you just can move them up. In this case, move up 2 frets. You can give them a name, but I have just seen them as 4th chords, which I move between 2 main chord positions. So we have, and with this little repertoire of chords, we can already start to play cool stuff. Let me quickly switch off the guitar track, so we only have drum and bass, that you see what we can do. You can make figures with this little repertoire of chords, and they're quite sufficient, and they cover exactly the position where we have our pattern. When we are in different patterns, we also have chords, but we just, to keep it quite simple for today, we just take this one pattern, this one position, so we stay in this position. Now, when we talk about playing the Ionian mode, some people might be drawn to the conclusion you just play, which is not really the idea behind playing modes. Well, if you want, be my guest, but the idea is that you play around the intervals and the intervals of the chord. So we have this chord here, the G major chord. We have the 1, the 3, the 5 and the 7 in one row. If you play them one after each other, it's called an arpeggio. You can play them up or down. Or you can also continue, we can start down here. 1, 3, 5, 7, 1, 3, 5. You can do it like this. Now, when we start soloing, we can start working with the arpeggio. And you can be free in the rhythm you want to choose. Just play, well, let me switch on the guitar again. Already sounds quite cool, but the jazzy vibe is still missing. So how do we add the jazzy vibe? One method is by adding one of the missing notes. We were playing 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, and we play the 9. Well, you can also the 2, however you want, but in jazz theory this is then the 9. Whenever you have a 7 involved, the 2 becomes a 9. You just add 7 to 2. So then we play 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. Or here the 9. And now suddenly it starts to sound quite cool. Let's see how that works. See how the whole thing works. You can also make, you don't need to stop on any chord notes, because that is not really what we want. We want to have it, more jazzy. Than a good note to stop is the 9, but we also can figure out the 13, which would be here, the E. Let me first show you when you rest on the 9 and then on the 13. 3, 9. Now something new came across the river. Approach notes. So instead of just playing the chord notes or inside the Ionian mode, you can also connect the notes chromatically with approach notes, like. And now, oh wow, slowly we're getting where we want to go. Let's check this one out. And now suddenly the whole thing starts to sound quite jazzy. Of course, it's just my point of view in jazz. There are many roads which lead to Rome, or let's say to New Orleans, however. But that's basically the way you start working with the mode. And specifically now the Ionian mode, you concentrate on the 9 and the 13, not so much, but basically on the 9. Also on the arpeggios and also the chords, and specifically I prefer these fourth chords. They have really nice vibe, but it's a good way to start. And last but not least, and then we finished with our jazz guitar essentials for today, phrasing. When you want to play just the pattern, you can do that. A good way to have a really good phrasing, like a good basic phrasing, is making that 1. When you play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the end, so the upstroke has an accent, and this pulls you the phrasing backwards. Let's do this. Guys, these are the jazz guitar essentials, specifically on the Ionian mode. The really essential things you need to know about how to work with the Ionian mode. And the last question, of course, will be, when do I use the Ionian mode? And I already noted when you see the keys in a major key, mostly when it's the major chord, which is where the key is, like 95% of the cases. But there is also other possibilities, but we're talking about the essentials. So if you're in any key on the major chord of the major key you're playing in, there you use the Ionian mode. And I strongly recommend that you work through this specific mode, that you have your ways of just expressing this one mode and not thinking the whole tune, like if it would be a tune in G major. Think about the whole tune in G major. Think from chord to chord, and when you have a major chord and you play Ionian, just prepare a few things which you like from the ideas I just gave you, but these are really essentials. You need to know how to display a mode when it comes to jazz guitar. I created this backing track here for you guys. The whole thing is in G major, so it's just one chord where you can practice along with it, plus some tabs with some ideas and some schematics that you can figure out everything which you need to know. And this is going to be available in the HPCrazy Guitar Me. Please join them. Please also follow the course, the Jazz Essential course, Jazz Guitar Essentials course, where more stuff will come, more modes, stuff like that. And if you love my channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please become a premium member in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Link in the description box below, and please share to the world that me and Dr. Pink are spreading jazz synths out in the world. See you guys.